Welcome to another VeVe Digital Collectibles comic breakdown. I'm Corey with VeVe, and today we're going to break out the magnifying glass and look at the next comic coming to the platform, Avengers 181, which features a first appearance for Scott Lang, who would go on to become Ant-Man. Before we dive into the history and take a look at this book, let's go over the drop details. This comic is releasing on Saturday, February 18th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. 10K editions will be released across the 5 variant covers, with a retail price of 6.99 gems. Avengers 181 was released on March 1st of 1979. With a story by David Michelinie and art by John Byrne, this comic sees the Avengers dealing with the most dreaded villain of all, bureaucracy. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, works to comply with the orders of Henry Gyrich of the National Security Council, so the team can meet the requirements to have the Avengers priority reinstated. And you might be wondering, why are they taking orders from this guy, and what is the Avengers priority? Well, back in Avengers 168, while the Avengers team was away handling missions, Gyrich walks into the mansion and captures the butler, Jarvis. And how did he accomplish such a feat? Well, there was a gaping hole in the side of the mansion from a previous fight. They didn't have any security, so he just walked in. And this was a big problem for the United States government. The Avengers mansion is just packed with all kinds of high-tech goodies and secrets and information that they don't want bad actors or other governments getting their hands on. Thus, the Avengers' inability to safeguard their home base and the content within caused the government to reject that Avengers Priority Initiative, which essentially allows the Avengers to operate without the government stepping on their toes. And that's one of the important aspects of today's comic, is that it really establishes what the Avengers Priority is, something that we still see in use to this day. And there are two main problems that they have to resolve to get the Avengers Priority back. Number 1, the team has too many members and they are being told to cut it down to 7. Problem 2, mansion security needs an upgrade. And that's where our first appearance character Scott Lang comes into the picture. He's been hired by Tony Stark as an employee of Stark Industries to install a humble security system. Unfortunately for Scott Lang, Wonder Man and Beast undo a fair amount of his work in seconds by obliterating security measures, thinking the mansion was under attack. And that scene that you just saw pop up, that is pretty much Scott Lang's only appearance in this comic, and it solves problem number 1, mansion security. The next step is cutting down the team. And just look at the spread of characters present for this selection process to go through. And that's how this story fits into the overall timeline and how we get to meet Scott Lang, albeit very briefly. With that history being covered, let's switch gears and look at our VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare covers. These ones are coming to us from Brent Schoonover. Schoonover is starting to make a larger footprint on VeVe. His work on the Vote Loki #1 exclusive variants was awesome. You know, the one that has the baby wearing a Fantastic Four thing romper. Classic. Rompers aside, let's take a closer look at all the covers, editions being minted, and the rarities. First, we have the Common Classic cover, which is minting 6,000 editions. This cover features a ton of heroes, and it goes to show you how populated the rotating Avengers roster was at this time. Henry Gyrich obviously levies his threat like we talked about, and that gave notice that only 7 members of this whole group will be allowed to comprise the entire Avengers team. Next, the Uncommon Vintage variant is minting 2,250 editions. Color selection lands on Hank Pym, aka Yellow Jacket. It's like getting 2 origins in one. This comic is the origin of Scott Lang, and this selection is showing us the key figure that created the technology that would allow Scott Lang to become the next Ant-Man. Hank Pym was the man who discovered Pym particles and created the technology that allowed a person to grow or shrink. The rare hero variant in our first VeVe exclusive cover is minting 1,000 editions. Brent Schoonover really got creative while still honoring the source material with this one. We see a more modern adaptation of some of our favorite characters in the background, but front and center, there's someone new who wasn't on the original cover. Ant-Man. And this sort of creative liberty really cements the importance of the comic and the first appearance of the character within it. The ultra rare vibranium variant is minting 500 editions. Full color saturation gives this cover a really distinct look and feel compared to the rare. Schoonover's use of color and his unique styling gives us this crisp modern feel, while still feeling slightly retro. The shifting of the title logo and removal of the original comic price and edition placard, it really adds to the retro modern feel. Last, the secret rare True Believer variant is minting 250 editions. This interior panel pull is being taken from this page, and there aren't a ton of panels with Scott Lang in them to even choose from. There's the deer in the headlights panel, the getting choked out by Wonder Man panel, and this thumbs up panel. I, for one, give Marvel a thumbs up for choosing this one. And this is a wildly unique take on a secret rare, as it is combining both an interior panel and art created for the VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rares. And that's a wrap for this info dump. Best of luck if you decide to go for this one. I'm excited for all of these covers, and the secret rare, like I said, it's just super unique. I don't think I've ever seen VeVe exclusive artwork merged with an interior panel to create a secret rare. Really unprecedented. What do you think of it? Let us know down in the comments. As for me, I've got more research to do and videos to make. As always, learn, share, collect what you love. This is Corey with VeVe, signing off.